Thank you. And the next question for the ALDE group, Sophie Veld. Sophie.
Thank you, Chair, and very welcome, Madam Commissioner Designate. Mr. Juncker has asked you to prioritise the Anti-Discrimination Directive. You have ALDE's full support for that. But LGBTI people are still facing discrimination, homophobia and violence across the EU in the workplace, school, public services and in family law. Politicians engage in homophobic hate speech and anti-gay laws. Same-sex couples and their children still face countless hurdles when they want to exercise their right to freedom of movement. Family law is and will remain a competence of the Member States, but the EU has a duty, on the basis of the treaties and the Charter of Fundamental Rights, in ensuring equal treatment of all and free movement of persons. We must end homophobia and discrimination. And that is why the European Parliament, as well as 10 Member States, have repeatedly called for a roadmap for LGBTI rights, most recently in the Lunacek report. Mrs. Jourová, will you join forces with Parliament and several Member States and put forward a roadmap for LGBTI rights? Thank you.
Ano, děkuji vám za otázku.
Thank you for the question. You have said a lot of things that I will refrain from repeating. Yes, the Anti-Discrimination Directive, that's the main instrument to be used, and that should solve the gap that still exists. And now your direct question. Yes, it will not be my initiative, but I have a lot of understanding for the strategy to be adopted for these persons. As far as I know, there are 25 million of these persons, and these are EU citizens that have the right for equal treatment and to be protected against any attacks, homophobic statements and so on. The roadmap, as you call it, should be very specific. And as I have said, I like the documents that include the analysis, that suggest priorities, that describe actions, and that describe responsibilities, that is, who will be responsible for the implementation of the strategy. And with respect to the responsibility, so it is clear that we will have to appeal on the cooperation of member states. And there are a lot of member states that wish to have such a roadmap, and member states are responsible for the effective instruments how to fight against such homophobic attacks and so on. And I will use other means such as awareness campaigns, different publications, documents, and we should improve the way how we work with data that are available. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next for the GUE NGL.